Well, we have about 11 months before the Oscars. Perfect time to try and predict them. Hey guys, AJYT Abbott here. Today I'm going to be predicting the 2027 Oscar nominees. Now, I'm not going to be trying to predict who's going to win, okay? So when you see the numbers on screen for some of these, it's not actually like, I think this person's going to win. But I will just say, like, these are the 5 that I think are going to get nominated. Now, maybe I will pick out, like, oh, maybe this guy has contention to win, or I'll just pick out who I want to win personally, but we're going to start off with the lower categories and work our way up to the big 8 categories. So, with that, original song, Diane Warren is going to get in again. I don't even know what the hell she's going to write a song for, but she's going to get in again, because she does every year. Jesse Eisenberg has a musical coming out this year, so you can almost bet that's probably going to get a nomination, one of the songs. Apparently the Narnia film Greta Gerwig's working on, that has a song in it. You have Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping. I think the Olivia Rodrigo song, I don't think it got nominated, but it was probably close. And there's probably going to be a song for this movie, so I'll throw that in there. And then, you know, Randy Newman, he's going to make something new for Toy Story 3, I was about to say. 5, so yeah, that'll probably get nominated. Then for score, I threw Digger and Narnia in there because I just feel like they are just going to have good scores naturally. But then you have 3 big names right now. You have Daniel Pemberton for Project Hail Mary, who did an excellent job on the score for that film. I would think the Academy would be fucking morons not to nominate that. And then you have Hans Zimmer for Disclosure Day and Ludwig Göransson for The Odyssey. Now, Ludwig Göransson, obviously, he just won his Oscar for Sinners for Best Score, so could he win again for The Odyssey? We will see. Will the Academy, you know, throw Hans Zimmer a bone here and be like, look, we love the man, we're going to give him this Oscar no matter what? Honestly, I think he's going to cook with the Disclosure Day score, so we'll have to see until we actually see the movies to judge the scores for ourselves, but all I know is it's going to be a very interesting competition. Getting into some more technicals, we have sound. You have Project Hail Mary, Disclosure Day, Michael, The Odyssey, and Dune Part 3. These are all pretty self-explanatory. You know, Michael, musical biopics, you know, give or take a few, normally do get a sound nomination. Disclosure Day is going to have a lot of sci-fi noises happening in that. Project Hail Mary, as we have seen, has a load of incredible sound design moments, whether we're talking about Rocky or the ship or anything like that. The Odyssey is going to have some incredible sound design, you know, with all of the boats and the fight sequences as well. And then Dune Part 3, the same thing. The action, already the chanting of Timothée Chalamet from the trailer is iconic. So you can only imagine what other bit of sound bites that we have in this movie that people are going to be like, that sounds fucking good, you know? Visual effects, Godzilla -0, Avengers Doomsday, The Odyssey, Project Hail Mary, and Dune Part 3. Now, I don't know what Nolan is cooking up in terms of visual effects-wise in The Odyssey, but I just feel like to be safe, I'll throw it on here. Project Hail Mary, visually stunning film. Rocky is incredible, whether you're talking about the practical effects of it or the digital effects, flawless. And then Dune Part 3, it's literally won the Oscar every time we have a Dune film, so it would feel foolish not to have that on here. Then you have, of course, Avengers Doomsday, which is going to be filled with, obviously, tons of heavy CGI battles, of course. There's going to be, you know, CGI sets, there's going to be spaceships and all kinds of, you know, various powers, and you know, we've seen straight up from the X-Men teaser of Cyclops, I mean, it's going to take some impeccable work to mash together the Avengers powers, the X-Men powers, Doom, of course. So, look, I could have put Spider-Man on here, but I'm just thinking, you know, Spider-Man, there's a lot more practical work going on in there over CGI, so that's why I give it to Doomsday. Also because, you know, Infinity War and Endgame and all that, every one of the Avengers movies has been nominated for that. So, and then, you know, for Godzilla -0, Godzilla -1 won the Visual Effects Award for that year, so it's just a no-brainer to put that on here. Makeup and hairstyling, we have Werewolf, Digger, The Odyssey, Michael, and Narnia. Now, Narnia, I have obviously no clue what makeup is going to be done in that film. You know, The Odyssey, I assume there's going to be a lot of crazy makeup jobs on some of the creatures, like the Cyclops is going to look very interesting, because I'm pretty sure that's practically done. Michael, I mean, that's a no-brainer nomination, because you have, of course, Jafar Jackson, and then, of course, you have Coleman Domingo being turned into his father, and he looks fucking amazing in that. The prosthetic work is flawless in that. And then you have Digger, which is a transformative performance from Tom Cruise, and they're gonna have some kind of, weird makeup job on him to make him look. I think he's playing someone older than himself, so it'll be very interesting to see that. And then Werewolf, Robert Eggers films, like Nosferatu, that obviously that got nominated. This is another like creature feature, horror film that can get a makeup nomination, especially considering it's a werewolf this time. So you have the transformation steps that they're probably going to go through, whoever is turning into the werewolf, and then the finished product obviously is going to be something cool to look at as well. And then for costume design, we have The Odyssey, Narnia, Werewolf, Michael, and Dune Part 3. These are all pretty much no-brainers, because, I mean, Robert Eggers films, they've always been super dedicated to the costuming. Narnia is going to look probably really great with their costumes. Michael, obviously, getting all of the classic Michael Jackson costumes. The Dune films have already been nominated for costume design awards before. I don't see why they won't this time, unless they're like, alright, we're getting kind of sick of this look that we have going on here with these characters. And then for The Odyssey, I mean, just look at the trailers. Tell me that is not going to get a costume design nomination. They look awesome. Production design, I have Project Hail Mary, The Odyssey, Narnia, Werewolf, and Dune Part 3. I can just envision from what Greta Gerwig is probably going to do with Narnia. The sets are going to be great. They're going to get nominated. Obviously, The Odyssey, from what we've seen so far, like the boat and the big sprawling castles that we're gonna have here, where Tom Holland and Anne Hathaway are, it's gonna look amazing. It's gonna look fucking great. Project Hail Mary, they built the damn ship for Ryan Gosling to be all around in. That it looks really awesome. It's impressive work there. Obviously, Robert Eggers films, Nosferatu, got nominated for production design, and I really don't have any reason right now to say Werewolf won't. And then Dune Part 3, I mean, we've seen a lot of the sets for this movie already within the trailers, and they look really, really well done, so I don't really have any reason to go against nominating that one. Then we have editing. I have The Odyssey, Project Hail Mary, Digger, Dune Part 3, and Wild Horse 9. I only threw like Wild Horse 9 in here purely because I think it's going to be a pretty big Oscars player, and I just figured, yeah, why not? They'll give it an editing nod here. Also, it's Martin McDonagh, and Banshees of Inisherin was really well edited, so, fair play to him. He gets a nomination, most likely. The Dune films, I think they are super well edited. Digger, I mean, just from the trailer, it looks like it's going to have some really great visual moments. Project Hail Mary had very good editing, making, even though it's like a 2 hours and 45-minute film, a lot of that movie is really flying by thanks to the editing. And then, I mean, The Odyssey, I believe it's the same person doing the editing as Oppenheimer that's doing this, so, I mean, she won the Oscar, so I don't have a reason to go against that. Cinematography, we have The Odyssey, Digger, Dune Part 3, Project Hail Mary, and Werewolf. Now, Robert Eggers films also famously get nominated for cinematography, so that explains Werewolf. Now, Greg Fraser left Dune Part 3, or didn't leave, but didn't do Dune Part 3 to do Project Hail Mary, which has my favorite cinematography of the year so far. So, as of right now, obviously, I haven't seen the other 4 films. Of course, I'm going to say I want Project Hail Mary to win this, but we'll have to see, because Dune Part 3 looks impeccable. As always, the cinematography in the Dune films is just outstanding, and this one looks like it's going to be no different. The Digger cinematography, just from that little teaser that we had of Tom Cruise dancing around, I can only expect the film is going to look as great as the rest of that. And then The Odyssey, I mean, come on, people. It's The Odyssey. Look at it. Look at the trailers. The cinematography is already fucking Oscar-worthy. Then we've got animated feature. We have Toy Story 5. We have one of the Shaun of the Sheep films. I'm sorry, I can't remember the title at the moment. We have Ray Gun. We have Wildwood and Hoppers. Now, I haven't seen anything about Wildwood, but a lot of people were predicting it on awards experts, so I joined them. I hopped on the bandwagon. Ray Gun, I think, has a trailer out. I haven't seen it yet, but it's got Sam Rockwell and Scarlett Johansson, so I'll definitely probably check that out. So I threw that on there because Netflix, did do very well last year with K-pop Demon Hunters. Then you have, of course, the Shaun of the Sheep movie, purely because Aardman usually gets nominated when they put something out. The Shaun of the Sheep films have gotten nominated before. Hoppers and Toy Story 5, really no-brainers because they are both movies. Hoppers at least, because Toy Story 5 is not out yet. Hoppers was a very well-received Pixar film that people had fun with, and it looks like it has very good animation. I've yet to see it yet. And Toy Story 5, because literally never bet against Toy Story at the Oscars. You're going to lose every fucking time. As for the documentary and short film categories, there's not really anything to go on as of right now that I could really predict any of that. I do have international feature here, though. Even though I have 4 films, I don't really know what the 5th one is going to be yet. I'm racking around in my brain some ideas of what maybe it could be. We have Fjord, we have All of a Sudden, we have Parallel Tales, and Fatherland. 2 of those I have in Best Picture right now, so you'll see what those are. And then, they all look like they're super well made. I'm definitely going to check them out. There's always some great selections in the international feature category, like there was the past couple years. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Then you have casting. You have The Odyssey, The Digger, Wild Horse 9, Fjord, and the Jesse Eisenberg musical comedy. I'm not really sure what to go off of for this category because we've only had 1 year of it. We're not really going to get a feeling for how they usually nominate or give out wins for this category until like 5 or 6 years down the line when we start to see a pattern or something. But I feel pretty confident about the movies I've got here right now, especially those first couple ones. Obviously, The Odyssey and Digger, they look to have outstanding cast. Of course, Wild Horse 9, you have like Sam Rockwell, Parker Posey, Steve Buscemi, John Malkovich. So, Fjord, they have Sebastian Stan, Renata Reinsva, and the Jesse Eisenberg comedy has Julianne Moore and Paul Giamatti. So, it's just a lot of great people, in these casts. So, I'm just throwing it out there. Those are the casting ones. Next, we've reached the screenplay category. For adapted screenplay, we have The Odyssey, Narnia, Project Hail Mary, The Social Reckoning, and Dune Part 3. Dune Part 3, I feel a little bit less confident about because I know that the third book, the story that we're adapting here, is a bit, controversial amongst the fan base. Some say it's like the weakest of the story, but we'll have to just see what they do with this movie. The Social Reckoning, I don't know about either, because it's not like a direct sequel to The Social Network. It's just more of a different story that's still set within that, that same continuity, and we're focusing on just new characters, new people anyway. Project Hail Mary, I feel pretty confident about. I feel like they really did satisfy a lot of book readers. Some people had complaints. I saw some complaining about some of it, but for the most part, I think they did a good job as far as I can hear from book fans. Narnia, that's a no-brainer nomination. The Odyssey is a no-brainer nomination. One of the greatest stories ever told being adapted to a movie, and it's Christopher Nolan. That's getting a screenplay nomination. Then for original screenplay, I have Wild Horse 9, Digger, the Jesse Eisenberg musical comedy, Fjord, and Jack of Spades. It's got Josh O'Connor. It's like I don't even know. It's like a mystery, I hear. I'm not even 100% sure on that. I haven't heard too much about this movie. I don't know a lot. But awards expert, people are predicting it, so I was like, yeah, this is the one time I'll be like, I'll hop on that. I'll join you guys on that. The rest of them I feel, pretty confident about. I do. I think Jesse Eisenberg really did something great with A Real Pain a couple years ago, so I think he'll get nominated again. Wild Horse 9 looks to have, a lot of fun to its dialogue. And Fjord and Digger, we'll just have to see. Those are kind of my up-in-the-air picks, so yeah. Okay, we've reached the directing category. This is probably one of the more easier ones to maybe predict, except for one of them that I'm just kind of like crossing my fingers for it to happen. We've got Christopher Nolan for The Odyssey. We have Alejandro G. Inarritu for Digger. We have Martin McDonagh for Wild Horse 9. Denis Villeneuve for Dune Part 3. and Christian Munglu for Fjord. Obviously, Dune Part 3 is like my Hail Mary, Project Hail Mary, is my wild pick, because obviously they snubbed him for the first two films. I was pissed off, notably, if you'll remember my reaction to the nominations that year for the 2024 films. I was fucking pissed that they left him out and nominated the bitch-ass Emilia Perez director. He has to get in this time, right? Right? Feed into my delusions down in the comments, please. I'm hoping he does. Even if I'm not even saying he has to win, because, I mean, Christopher Nolan's here, you know? But, damn, like, nominate him. Fucking credit him for what he's doing here. Then we have Best Supporting Actress. We've made it to the acting categories. I have Anne Hathaway for The Odyssey, Octavia Spencer for Death of a Salesman, Frances McDormand for Jack of Spades. Oh, yeah, okay, I did have an acting nomination in here. Sorry, I forgot all about that, to be honest. Mariana Di Girolamo, sorry if I messed that up, from Wild Horse 9. We have Parker Posey from also Wild Horse 9. So I have two Wild Horse 9 nominations here. You know, Parker Posey is kind of rising a bit on an awards expert for her odds. The only thing that kind of held me back from you know, putting her any higher on this, I honestly left her out initially, but I was like, you know what? For this video, fuck it. I'll try and put her in here and see if I get this right. I want Parker Posey to get nominated because I love her work. I've been a fan of her for quite a while now. The only thing is, it seems like a lot of her role is going to be on the phone, so I'm not sure how well that's going to impact people, you know, when she's not actually in the scene bouncing off of other actors. She's just on the phone. Yeah, we have Frances McDormand in here for Jack of Spades. I completely forgot that was the movie she was nominated for, that I picked her for. I just kind of, like, saw Frances McDormand and I was like, the Academy loves giving this woman nominations, so fuck it. We'll give it to her. We'll give it to her. I don't know much about Death of a Salesman. I can't really comment on that. I just saw where people on Awards Expert are going for that. And I like Octavia Spencer, so I'm like, sure. Why not? That'd be good. And I have Anne Hathaway on here, because I just feel like The Odyssey is going to have to get at least maybe like 1 or 2 acting nominations, so why not her, you know? Then we have Best Supporting Actor. We have Coleman Domingo for Michael, Steve Buscemi, Wild Horse 9, Sam Rockwell, Wild Horse 9, John Goodman for Digger, and Paul Giamatti. I did this out of order. I don't know why. I wanted to say the Wild Horse 9 guys together. Wild Horse 9, I don't know why, but I just feel like it's going to do really well on the acting nominations this year. Because it seems like Sam Rockwell and Steve Buscemi are doing really good in that film. Now, granted, I have Sam Rockwell here, but it seems like the trailer gave me vibes that they were pushing him as the lead of this thing. But then I see people predicting John Malkovich for lead instead of Sam Rockwell. So, spoilers, John Malkovich is in lead, and I have Sam Rockwell in supporting. Anyway, I've heard John Goodman is really excellent in Digger, so he's on here. This would be his first Oscar nomination, which is insane. And I will take this to make up for him not getting nominated for the Flintstones. We have Paul Giamatti. I love this guy, and I want him to get nominated, so I feel like he's going to get there with this Jesse Eisenberg musical comedy. And then Coleman Domingo, I'm a big fan of the guy, and it's a makeup performance. He seems to be really menacing and cruel as Michael's father, and that's the complete opposite of what Coleman Domingo is, so I think he's going to kill it. He has to get a nomination. Then we have the Best Actress category. We have Renata Reinza for Fjord. We have Mikey Madison for The Social Reckoning. Julianne Moore for the Jesse Eisenberg musical comedy. Michelle Williams for A Place in Hell. And Sandra Hüller for Fatherland. I don't know a lot about A Place in Hell. I've just heard that this role that Michelle Williams is playing is like a really meaty role for her. She hasn't been nominated since The Fabelmans, so she'll be back after a couple of years of being nominated for that movie. Here, I'm just going off of word of mouth. People say that she has a strong chance with this role that she's given, so why not? Sandra Hüller is having a year. She's in like 3 or 4 different movies. I just feel like this is her strongest chance here. Julianne Moore, I have the other lead in the Jesse Eisenberg movie, Paul Giamatti. I have him in the acting category, so I feel like I need to give Julianne Moore in the actress category a nomination. And then Mikey Madison, you know, only being nominated and winning just 2 years ago for Anora, I just feel like she's going to be one of the big strong points that they're going to market and they're going to push out there for Oscar voters for The Social Reckoning. I feel like Mikey Madison is their big guns for that movie, so don't be surprised if she gets a nomination, all right? And then Renata Reinsva just got nominated last year for Sentimental Value, and here she is playing the wife of Sebastian Stan in Fjord. I just feel like she's going to do a really great job. She's got a great year ahead of her as well with this and Backrooms. So, yeah, going to be an exciting time for her. Then Best Actor, I have Tom Cruise, Digger, Matt Damon, The Odyssey, Ryan Gosling, Project Hail Mary, Sebastian Stan, Fjord, and John Malkovich, Wild Horse 9. There he is. Ryan Gosling, I'm really fighting to keep him in this top 5. It all depends on the legs that Project Hail Mary has beyond its theatrical release. It has really good legs in, theaters right now in terms of making money in the box office, so it's doing really well. I think it only dropped 19% in its fourth weekend, so that's fucking promising right there. And I feel like obviously Ryan Gosling is the man behind Project Hail Mary. He is the guy driving this whole vehicle. He is the biggest part of this movie. Him and Rocky, the whole bromance and the character arc that his character goes through in that movie. The movie is built on Ryan Gosling. If he is not nominated, then I don't know how you can say you don't like. I don't know how you can say you like Project Hail Mary. If Oscar voters love Project Hail Mary and they nominate it for a bunch of stuff, I feel like they're obligated to fucking nominate Ryan Gosling, right? I mean, it only makes sense. Matt Damon, I feel like he's going to give a really great performance in The Odyssey. Same with Sebastian Stan and Fjord. John Malkovich, like I said, I don't know what the situation's going to be there with him and Sam Rockwell. And then Tom Cruise. Look, any year where Tom Cruise is going to be a frontrunner potentially for an Oscar, you're going to see me predict him because I want to see that shit happen. Digger, sounds like a incredibly transformative, never been done by him before Tom Cruise performance. Especially after these last 15 to 20 years, he's just been doing Mission Impossible. It's gonna look really promising for him to come out in this movie as this transformed character, and I think it's gonna do him well to get a nomination. So there we go. Here's hoping. And we have made it to Best Picture. I have Dune Part 3, the Jesse Eisenberg comedy musical, The Social Reckoning, Fatherland, Project Hail Mary, Narnia, Digger, Fjord, Wild Horse 9, and The Odyssey. Who can win this? Obviously, the front runner right now in people's minds is The Odyssey, but we've yet to see it, so you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Okay, something like, I don't know, like Fjord or even Fatherland could sneak up and just win the hearts of everyone over this action-adventure film and come out on top. But we just don't know, because the only movie to come out of these films is Project Hail Mary. And even I am questioning if it'll get in there or not. But I'm really confident in the film right now. Like I said, it has great legs in the box office. If it's a Sinner situation where it's a movie released, early in the year, but it has great legs and it has a lot of word of mouth, and people get talking about it during awards season, then I feel like we are very good for a Best Picture nomination. It's 10 slots, okay? Give one to Project Hail Mary. It's not that hard. It's one of the most feel-good movies of the year. People are loving it. Critics, audiences, they're all praising it, so why not, right? Stuff like the Jesse Eisenberg film, The Social Reckoning, Fatherland, Narnia, that I haven't seen, I have not seen any bits of anything for any of those films. And even Fjord, I've only seen one image, so it's hard to judge with those movies, but I just feel like they have a good cast behind them, they have good filmmakers behind them, and I just think there is a strong possibility for that to happen. It is a lot of fantasy and sci-fi movies in this category, than we're usually used to. We have obviously The Odyssey, we have Narnia, we have Hail Mary, we have Dune. But then, you have your indie, your foreign stuff in here, like Fjord and Fatherland. You have your potential blockbusters like Odyssey and Dune and Project Hail Mary. Then you have your smaller stuff that people are still very, very excited for. That could be potential critical hits like Digger and Wild Horse 9. And yeah, there we go. Greta Gerwig in there for Narnia as well. I'm not really sure what that movie's gonna look like, but I just feel like Greta Gerwig is gonna do something good with that. So those are my ridiculously early 2027 Oscars nominations. It's insane to think that it'll be the 99th Oscars. That's insane. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me what your predictions are down in the comments below for like best picture or something. You don't have to list every category if you don't want to. If you do, great, I'll read it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Take care and goodbye.